Most people see a normal afternoon in the 2020s, a clean, pedestrianized street filled with tourists and bright storefronts. But one man is moving differently. He's avoiding the crowds, dodging the touts, and looking for a specific shop in a dark, wet alleyway. The shop appears closed, but Mr. Martin is already waiting inside. He locks the door immediately, skipping the usual retail pleasantries, to start a different kind of transaction. This isn't a government laboratory or a grand scientific project. It's a back alley service where the product is time and the customers stay in the shadows. Standard currency is useless here. You need a physical asset that holds its value. The fee is one 1975 gold Krugerrand, a South African coin containing 1 troy ounce of fine gold, making it a compact, high-value asset for an underground economy. The jump itself is brutal. There are handles to grab and a raw electrical shock that hits the moment you close your eyes. There are no sterile pods or flashing lights. It's a dirty, painful process that smells of ozone and wet wool. Trading for time in a backroom like this means there are no safety nets. When you step off the grid, you follow the rules of the people who own the booth. The quiet, pedestrianized streets of the future are gone. The traveler lands in a world of heavy traffic, leaded exhaust, and constant noise. He has returned to the 1970s, arriving in the middle of a citywide blackout. The lights in the buildings are off, and the only power comes from the underground's private stations. These headlines show a country in crisis. The government has mandated a 3-day workweek to conserve electricity while the national grid fails. Widespread industrial strikes have paralyzed the infrastructure. The economy is stalling, and the streets are filled with protesters and police. Even the daily commute is different. In the 1970s, finding a smoking carriage on the underground is a standard part of life. Inside a pub, a pint of bitter costs less than 10 pence. It's a world that feels smaller, darker, and much cheaper than the one he just left. After seeing the 2020s, the traveler thought he could warn the people of his own time about what was coming. He believed his knowledge could change the course of the next 50 years. This second trip was supposed to be a rescue mission. He returned home intending to act as a messenger, thinking he could fix the present by revealing the future. He expected the timeline to be an open path where one person could steer the world. But he isn't the only one moving through these years. He realized too late that his travel is part of a monitored network that doesn't allow unauthorized changes. There are silencers, other travelers whose only job is to make sure nobody talks. They watch for anyone trying to tip the scales of history. The future protects itself. It eliminates anyone who tries to interfere with the timeline. After a final beer, the traveler checks the street one last time. He scans parked cars and doorways, making sure no one followed him home from the pub. He assumes that because he has returned to his own time, he is safe. He thinks the jump to the past has put him beyond their reach. He sits in his room, regretting the first trip, hoping this return was worth the cost. He waits in the silence of the blackout, thinking he has won. A loud knock at the door is followed immediately by the sound of smashing glass. The silence is over. The enforcers didn't lose his trail. They followed him across decades, ensuring his warning is never heard. The timeline is guarded. In this universe, trying to rewrite history carries a price that must be paid in full.